All right, Kate Stalter here from the Profit Portfolio and Stock Education Academy. What are we looking at in terms of possible market performance for the rest of the year? So, got a chart right in front of you of the Nasdaq Composite. This is a daily. It is November 1st. So you can see rallying today, going to some new highs. Let's go over here and look at the Dow. And we did have the Dow rally to a new high, but kind of turned lower mid-session. And let's see what's happening with the S&P 500. Let's see, 0 S&P 5. There we go. And we see over there kind of a similar thing as the Dow rallied to a new high, turning a little bit lower. You know, if you pop over to a 5-minute chart, you can get a very good sense of what's happening. So we had a gap up at the open, pull down, currently finding support over here. So this is not a meltdown. It's just rallying, then a little bit of selling after that. Nothing to be concerned about here today, folks. So should you be buying stocks right now with the major indexes at or near new highs? Now, first, during a rally is a good time to buy, and guessing the future timing is very hard, so we'll just put that out there. Now, a few years ago, my firm had a client who didn't want to buy the S&P 500 because it was at all-time highs. Let me pop back over to the S&P 500 to show you this. So you got this on a weekly chart, and we're talking like back here 2017 in that range that this happened with this person. And eventually there was a buying opportunity, but while she was continuing to sit it out, the rally just kept going higher and higher. Now, the client insisted on this. I did not endorse that. Some other advisors at my firm did. That's really a mistake. That's where timing the market in terms of the indexes can be much trickier than with individual stocks. Either way, right now, I want you to consider this. The best 3-month stretch for stocks historically begins in November. Now, the recent climb in the S&P 500, and we'll just to switch up what we're looking at here, go back to the Nasdaq, which is still in new high ground. Let me pop over here to a 5-minute chart of the Nasdaq, and we can see what's going on. Yeah, that pulled back too, but that's holding up a little better right now. You know, this recent climb in the major indexes does show that institutional investors are willing to get their inner Taylor Swift on. By what I mean by that is they're willing to shake it off, just blow right past what seems like risks in the market. The S&P 500, we'll go back over there. P5, there we go. And let's pull up a monthly chart of the S&P 500. Was up 6.9% in October, even while supply chain bottlenecks were threatening companies' ability to meet their sales goals and also created a lot of profit-destroying price pressures, paying more for things. Plus, an expected continuation in the rise of bond yields, that could lower equity valuations because higher yields reduce the current value of future profits, higher borrowing costs for businesses and their customers. So the customers may not have as much to spend. So it kind of becomes a vicious cycle. But remember Taylor Swift, the institutional investors were willing to shake off all these concerns. So none of that should necessarily put you off of stocks right now. The next 3 months, historically, are the best for U.S. indexes. And here's some data from MarketWatch. Since their inception, the S&P 500 and the Dow have both gained 3.4% on average during this 3-month stretch of the year, November, December, January, more than any other comparable period. And the Nasdaq Composite is even better with an average 6.3% gain. Now, I would say that's because the Nasdaq is kind of tech heavy. It's known to be a growth stock index. You could say the same of the S&P 500 right now, given the weightings in there. But historically, the Nasdaq has been more of a growthy type of index. So is that 3-month performance, November, December, January, is that a coincidence? No. People tend to fund their investment accounts at the end of the year, right? 401ks, you have year-end deadlines. Even though your IRA has a deadline in April, most people contribute to those at year end as well when they have a clear picture of how their annual finances look. So does that mean these last 3 months are foolproof? Absolutely not. Let's go back and look at 2018. Yeah, here we go. So this is the Nasdaq. You could pull up any of the major US indexes. We had the same phenomenon. In those last months of the year in 2018, starting in September, October, then we had a little rally in November, was down in December, wiped out the gains for the entire year of 2018, which had been pretty good up to that point. Okay? But I prefer to go with statistics, probability as the best approach. Don't use anecdotal information that goes against your case to make your decision. So that's all I've got for today. Make it a great one, and I will see you soon.